So what are the differences between the Bronco Raptor and the Bronco Wildtrak?
And make sure you watch to the end, because we're going to be covering whether the Wildtrak is truly a baby Raptor, and really we're going to answer where should you be spending your money, where is the value, and we'll be covering all those differences.
All right, let's go.
Swamp. Raptor made it through, but will we make it through? Bronco Raptor. Oh, did bottom out.
Welcome back to the show, folks. I'm really excited today because I've got Pat from Outsider Reviews with us, and well, he's really blessed me here. Helping out a brother, he's helping this brother out with bringing the Bronco Raptor. I've never driven this thing. I've done walk-arounds. I've read all the stats, but I can't wait to actually get this thing off-roading to really compare those differences, to really feel, the turning radius, the suspension, the braking, the acceleration. I'm pretty excited to try out the 3-liter twin-turbo V6 versus the 2.7-liter twin-turbo V6, because I've always kind of suspected or hoped that the 2.7-liter is almost as good spec-wise. Not a huge difference, but can't wait to put the pedal to the metal over on the trail. Pat, thank you so much for for your presence, and well, of course, for the presence of the Bronco Raptor.
Absolutely. And guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, because we're gonna race. It's not gonna be much of a race. I'm gonna kick his little butt with his 2.7, and we're absolutely happy to be here, stoked to be in this sandpit.
Can't wait for it. Let's put the pedal to the metal and jump right in.
All right, people, so we just did this drive in our respective vehicle. We just did this route, this obstacle, the same course in this sand pit. So Johnny, you just did it with the Wildtrak, and now you're gonna experience it with the Raptor.
It was pretty incredible watching the Raptor. From my perspective, of course, I was behind. I got the beautiful view of that big wide end on this big beauty, and I was liking what I was seeing. I could definitely see and tell that this thing has more flex, it has more capability because, well, it's higher. But I also definitely noticed that she's a big beauty. She's pretty wide, so you're getting pretty close to scratching up your paint, and I still had tons of space left. Big booty Judy.
She's pretty wide, but she's pretty fast. That's why you were in my rear view mirror. But
yes.
Now let's see how you tackle on these same obstacles, because I know the second one you had a bit of a hard time with your Wildtrak.
I almost got stuck. I started to dig in, but I'm not going to blame Ford and the Wildtrak for it, because I wasn't in sand mode. As soon as I put it in sand mode, instead of digging down, I actually started moving, which is always better to move back than to move down.
Yeah.
So I got out of trouble, didn't get stuck. We're off road, so that would have been very embarrassing and expensive.
Exactly. And turning radius is a little bit worse with this Bronco. However, our breakover is better, and we'll see that in one of our obstacles where I'm pretty sure your breakover didn't quite do it over there. But we won't give out too much away. Let's go for this drive, Johnny.
Let's just say that with what the Wildtrak cost me, I'm really happy I paid for those skid plates.
You need those. If you're gonna do this kind of driving, you need them.
And the front camera was actually really helpful. So you want to have that front camera, the 360 camera. So let's do it.
I love that this one, I don't know about yours. Like I said, I'm going to drive yours next. But does it have the tire patch tread marks there telling you where your tires are exactly going to be on yours?
It does. It does. And I definitely, I've owned 3 Broncos, Pat, and 2 of them were Sasquatch, right? 2 of them were Sasquatch, and now the last one's Wildtrak, and I wouldn't call it Sasquatched anymore because it has the Haas 3.0, and I did notice.
You can make that. You can make that. Yeah. You see the trails there. You're going to be still in the tire marks. You're still in the tire marks.
With the price of this vehicle, that hill there makes me a little nervous. I saw you.
Our roll is going to be pretty bad.
Here.
I think we're going to be all right.
Oh, don't want to dig down too much. Yes, sir.
So here we are. This is according to the Bronco Raptor's gauge. It's a 20-degree incline. We were sideways up to 15 degrees. It wasn't too bad.
The rear diff.
We're good this way.
Well, call me impressed. Now, you know what? That's something that I not just love about the Raptor here, the Bronco Raptor. I don't know if Ford minds me calling it the Raptor, but I love the Raptor, how you've got the full digital screen, whereas the regular Broncos, it's a half digital screen.
Really?
Half analog.
Yeah,
so you've got your needles for your for your speed on analog, but then your digital. This here, you're getting the little off-road, the Bronco being off-road. You're getting a much better view on that, so you see what angle you're at so much easier and in a bigger image than you would on the Wildtrak. The Wildtrak, it's just a little image off to the far right. So this is nice. I like that. But I am happy that all Broncos, you can see what angle you're at. So all Broncos are made to off-road and to help you.
So keep that motion going. You don't want to stop, and just keep going.
Howdy, Brian.
Just need you to balance that weight there.
Yeah, I'm going in the right direction.
Yeah, you're gonna go right here. You're gonna tackle these little bumps here. See that travel suspension work? Those beefy 37s are gonna cushion the blow a little bit with that Haas 4.0 adaptive valve. Turn right.
Turn right?
Yeah.
The Haas 4.0 is definitely better than the Haas 3.0.
And you can see here, you're gonna miss that rock, so that's perfect.
Yeah,
now,
it's okay that I missed the rock.
That's very good. Is when the camera's on, because there's no way we can see what's going on there. Like right there, I'm looking at the sky. Here, I'm looking at the ground of what's. So if there was a human being there, a small child, or a post, or a big rock, you would see it in that camera. That is where it comes in handy. I know some people are like, "Oh, true off-roaders, we don't use technology." Come on.
I can tell you, I've got a little story to tell you about that, Pat. I let my buddy drive.
Here is where you think you can open it up, but don't, because there's a huge hole there that was made through the water, the heavy rain that we've got recently just made its own little channel here. So
yeah, I hit this pretty hard in the Wildtrak, and I did bottom out the suspension, but not in an overly concerning way. You know, it just made a little bit of noise.
Here you can, I'd switch it to Baja mode through the goat modes, and you just switch it to Baja mode, and then you'll see that the diffs no longer locked. The cactus one, a little bit right. There you go. You got a nice little Baja mode, and that just because we have nice flat terrain up in the front, and you can open it up.
Fantastic. Pedal to the metal.
Yep, go for it.
That does sound incredible.
There you go. Brake left. And we make a left turn. There you go.
Oh, the suspension. I love the left-right. I don't want to say boat feeling, but it's soft, like not like a boat slapping on a wave, but it's soft. It's cloud feeling.
So here we have the narrow entryway, but you can see through that front camera you're going to fit just fine. It tells you where your tires are going to be, and you're not even going to touch those outside walls there. Easy peasy.
Even though this thing is massive.
Yeah, it's pretty wide.
So we've got better ground clearance in the Raptor.
Yeah, you got the 13.8 inches. Let me just look here. 13.1, sorry. 13.1 inch. I'm not too sure what you have on your Wildtrak.
Oh, we'll get to that once we're in the Wildtrak.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's less.
It's less because your breakover angle was less.
It's also less money.
It's less money, and that's the whole point of this review, right? We want to find out, well, is this worth the extra dough? Because this does not come cheap. This one with the code orange, you're looking at $127,000 with delivery fees. So with delivery fees, so $125,000 beforehand. So that's the sticker price, that because we get the sticker price here. So.
And my Wildtrak generally plays between about 80,
Let's see that turning radius.
82 to 88, depending how you Canadian, depending how you build
you're
it.
Good, you're good. You can see here your
Yeah.
tires were going to be just fine.
I'm always thinking about the paint.
Oh, yeah.
Mind you, that is just light brush.
That is tall weeds, tall grass.
That's right, it's not been brushed. I don't have anything to worry about. Now,
And what I love about this is when the camera's on, because there's no way we can see what's going on there. If you, like right there, I'm looking at the sky. Here, I'm looking at the ground of what's. So if there was a human being there, a small child, or a post, or a big rock, you would see it in that camera. That is where it comes in handy. I know some people are like, oh, true off-roaders, we don't use technology.
Oh.
Come on.
I can tell you, I've got a little story to tell you about that, Pat. I let my buddy drive, Guillaume, and drive my first original Badlands Bronco, the blue one. And that thing, I was cheap. I didn't even have heated seats in it. So the wife wasn't happy. And you know, the front camera is really useful because we're doing this kind of thing, but at a much smaller sand pit.
Yeah.
And he went over the top and we were looking at the sky. He couldn't see anything. And if it wasn't for my visual memory, he was going straight through and he would have nosed, dived, and totaled. He would have wrecked.
In a rock or something?
Oh no, he would have dropped about 8 feet. So we would have rolled. We would have wrecked that Bronco, and we wouldn't have been covered by insurance. So just purely by visual memory, I said, stop, 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 stop. And then started yelling braking, and then he understood he needed to hit the brakes really quickly. And no, we were just a few more inches, and we were going down, straight down.
And this is where it comes in handy, because a lot of times when you're off-roading, you'll find yourself doing, probably the most annoying thing is, well, let me get out, and then you have to go walk the terrain and stuff. And in some cases, when you're looking at, you know, death for fording, then that's warranted. But when sometimes you just want to look because you can't see over your hood, that front camera just saves you so much time and so much pain from getting in and out of the vehicle. And I'm lazy, Johnny. I'm just lazy, so I don't like getting in and out of the vehicle.
You know, and at Bronco Off-Rodeo, the second time I went to the New Hampshire Bronco Off-Rodeo, we did the granite slate, or the rock face slate with a bit of sand. So you can't go too slow because you'll just start spinning, because the sand over the rock makes you break traction. And if we hadn't had a guide up front, I didn't have the front camera, so without the guide, I would have drilled right into the tree because I couldn't see anything. Oh, the flex on this is great.
This S is the flex for real, because it's a washed out part of the road, so it's just a drop on the one side. And so far though, Johnny, what are your impressions? Because you, from driving the Wildtrak to this one, what are the big differences, or if any? Oh
no, there are definitely quite a few. This is a lot more comfortable. I'm taking these little whoops, and it just feels like I'm driving to the grocery store. So comfort, so much better. You can definitely feel that we've got a better, more height on this, more clearance. It's wider, so I'm a little more nervous. A little more nervous. It is wider. The seat is more comfortable. Consider now, and I'm not to say that the Wildtrak doesn't have a comfortable seat. It's very comfortable. I've driven down to Florida. I've driven for 22, 23 hours straight with only getting up to pee. Yeah. Very comfortable. This seat is more comfortable.
Just a different kind of driving too, but I mean, more premium seats, you'd expect that, right? I would assume.
Yeah, of course. For the price difference, it's warranted. Wow. And you know, the Wildtrak, I'm a little disappointed. It doesn't have stabilizer bar disconnected. From the times I've gone to the driving academy, the off-road Ford driving academy for Bronco Off-Rodeo in New Hampshire, I definitely have always found that turning the removing the stability bar, you know, unlocking it really makes a big difference for comfort. When it comes to comfort and just, you know, flex, it makes it so the front wheels flex, the whole vehicle flexes more.
But what does that give you? Like, in what scenario would you be able to make a tighter turn, or would you just be able to stay more, we're talking about leveled in an extreme unleveled terrain.
Yeah, that's right. Your wheels are going to want to go out and seek the your front wheels are going to want to go out and seek the
so you're
terrain.
getting better traction.
Yes.
When in other cases you would have almost zero traction.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Helps. Well, before the Wildtrak, we had one wheel in the air.
Yeah.
Well, there's situations where you don't want to end up with, you want to get as many tires on the ground as possible.
Cool. All right. So before we tackle this one, the far one on the right,
R1 on the right.
I'm gonna get out because this is where there's a clear winner, and that's the breakover angle, because you can see your skid plate marks on there, right? So I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna record this from the outside as well.
Wow, so much better in the Bronco Raptor. Like the Wildtrak, not only did I touch a bit of sand, I ate enough sand to actually find a rock down there. Like, I got a good little bang noise.
Oh, that looked easy.
That was easy. That was a lot better in the Raptor. And for someone that off-roads a lot, it makes me think that the Raptor is a better choice. If you're gonna be off-roading a lot, this is definitely a lot better.
Yeah, there's that much of a difference. I'm gonna find out soon enough, but yeah.
You get to see it. And maybe you don't agree with me. Maybe, because you've driven this.
And just follow the tracks to the left here. Brake left hard, or left.
Left hard. You've driven this for a week, right? And this is just my first time driving it, so your impressions of the Wildtrak compared to this are gonna be crucial.
And then it's gonna be a hard right. There we go.
I know that it just ate a rock and we get jostled around less.
Good, because I don't have a gimbal stabilizer on this thing here. All right, here we are behind that beautiful other Bronco. Lesser Bronco.
Lesser. But maybe it's enough. Maybe it's the smart money Bronco. Maybe it's maybe the baby. Let's find out if it truly is the baby Bronco.
Let's find out.
Let's do it.